Hello and welcome everybody out there in YouTube and D&D land. I hope you're all having a fantastic day today. Before we jump into the action, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. All of those things help us out tremendously. If you're interested in supporting our community a little bit further, consider becoming a member here in our YouTube channel or becoming a subscriber on our Twitch channel, where you will be able to get some really cool emotes and have something more valuable, my gratitude. In addition to that, if you're interested in joining any of our campaigns like this one, we do have open slots available in most of our campaigns other than the Tuesday evening group. So yeah, be sure to reach out and let me know. And as a little caveat on top of all of that, we have an off-stream Saturday bi-weekly campaign that is a heist campaign. It's been a while since I had one of those, and it has been hilarious with people that are dressing up as horses when they're what are those things called? Centaurs. It's been great. But yes, that's all of my shameless self-promoting. Go ahead, Mr. Amazing. Tell us what happened last session.
Yes, so we are now in the famous religious city of Palor. The name just blanked on me. And in this urine, that's right.
Yeah.
The urination. So we like that. So anyway, we arrived in that town. We ended up going to a tavern. The bar keep in there, or the person that was waiting on everyone, probably the owner, was very friendly to everyone. He would spend a lot of time at each table, including ours. At first, our party seemed a little off to him because the way that we looked, and Mr. Amazing only gave him Mr. Amazing as a name, and Sylph wasn't talking to him, and so he was a little bit skeptical. In the end, though, discovers that we are the party that actually saved the paladin and took out the white worm, whatever they're called. And
Frostworm.
Yeah, Frostworm, and he is aware of the Baroness of Ada now, although he's not using her name in public at the moment. Mr. Amazing said that he could use his name, Mr. Amazing's name, freely in talking about the party adventurers being here. Fast forward, Ada gets two paladinish light bearers, I forget what they're called, to act as guards to come with us. And we're interested in something was happening north, part of the temple, but it was blocked off. So we went up there. The guards couldn't get the chains off. They started to leave. While they weren't looking, Ada picked the lock and said, "Oh, it looks like it was rusted. Never mind, come on back." They posted guard while we went down inside this beautiful lit city. And even the basement down there, there's just light everywhere. Nowhere for any rogues or untrustworthy people to try to hide. Also, we learned of some of the rules and regulations here. The biggest is don't insult Palar, don't use magic that affects other people's mental state or basically affects them. If it's divine magic, that's okay, and you can also get a writ or some type of permission to do it as well. So we were down in this temple lower level, very bright. Damson finds a scroll with some fresh ink written on it, but it was under a glass thing. Mr. Amazing and Ada also found a green-bound book, and then there was two scimitars that were etched, a pipe, and a very ornate egg that was jewel crusted, so probably not like a natural egg. And down there were also two sarcophagi that we found. Damson ends up pulling out the staff that we got session 1 that has, I think it has like a loop on it. It's holding a lantern to keep the undead at bay. And Flittish went off into another room to start observing over there. Mr. Amazing turns on his detect magic to see if there's any magic around. Meanwhile, something triggers and the sarcophagi start to rattle, but they can't get out because of Damson. And soon a battle ensued between, was it gas and zombies? Hold on. No, priests. It was priests and a dark priest and other priests that were coming out. And we ended up surviving. At the very end, Ada does non-lethal on the Death Priest to knock out the Death Priest by finding a weakness in their helmet and shoots him with a bow or something, hand crossbow. I forget what it was, but hits him in the back of the head, knocks him out. And then one other thing that was important is we also found out that there was a ritual where the Death Priest, assuming the Death Priest, but people were having some type of cactus from the desert that Damson, that Flittish was able to smell the spiciness of just that, and Damson recognized that it may be from the desert. Damson ended up passing out, having memories of that, and Ada and Mr. Amazing also started briefly discussing how to weaponize and utilize that cactus if they ever able to find pieces of it. So that's where we're at. Wasn't really in order, but kind of the gist of it.
Yes. So you all take one of the priests prisoner, the Death Priest, the one who seems to be organizing and holding dominion over this entire shut down location. I believe you all killed. Yeah, I used the big X on him, so he's dead.
No, I specifically wanted to knock him out.
Okay, then I used the wrong symbol.
Yeah, he did say non-lethal, and then he did say knocked him out on the final shot.
Yes. And
She's
now, yes. Now that you have, that's what she said.
Sorry.
Yes, I know. Yeah.
like since the player's a he, but the character was the one that I knock you out.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead, Joey.
Okay, thank you. So, as you have gotten them, 2 of them captured and the others dead down here, what would you all like to do?
How about one or two of us follow that guy over there to deliver him into the what's it called? The custody of the other guards, light bearers.
Flittish will volunteer.
Right.
Yeah, makes
And Flittish will drag this man as well.
Damson's going to look around on this side of the room, being over here for the first time, and trying to see what's here now that her interest has been piqued of the spirit of her people.
Okay.
I want to loot the Death Priest.
Yeah, go ahead, roll me a perception check. Okay. He had a monstrously large scythe, which you can easily yoink away from him. He had that upside down sun, radiant holy symbol. And he was adorned in half-plate armor. But the priest who would not even eat food, that's all he had on him.
Okay.
Are you stripping him of his armor?
Sure.
All right, so now he's naked. He was not wearing any real clothing underneath.
Someone got a blanket for these guys. We can leave his codpiece.
So now we can specify that that half plate is meant for women since it does not have a codpiece.
Sure.
So Damson, you said you're taking more of an interest over here?
Yes, since they're mainly because of the spirit that ended up being, well, speaking her language. So it's not like, okay, what's going on over here?
Okay. You go over there and you see the same items that I previously described. You have the jeweled egg that looks draconic in origin, the 2 scimitars that are incredibly ornate, both of them with white silvery blades, and their hilts are made out of this slightly yellow painted ivory. You have a golden pipe as well, and this book that Mr. Amazing seemed very interested in.
Any Renee written on these?
Across the blades themselves, yes.
What do they say?
Roll me an Arcana check.
Anna. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Individually, it doesn't really say anything, but when you look at the 2 of them and you consider it, if you put the 2 blades together, it would have its name, the Twin Seraph Blades.
Twin Seraph Blades. She probably mutters that out in Renee. Is this like in a locked display case?
Yes, it is. There is a lock on the front of it, and it's glass.
Cool. I'll put a look over here. Ask the group. Since this is would this be considered a heretic's temple in this city? And do you think the laws would apply?
I don't necessarily think this is a heretic temple. I think it's the Temple of Pelor. However, I do think that heretics ended up taking over down here.
Maybe, well, logically, the authorities would probably confiscate things down here.
Whoever made this model got it really wrong.
Now, and I'm moving over to where I am at now. Any magic in my
did you
30-foot?
recast detect magic? You did a concentration spell during the fight.
Oh, you're right.
so-
I did. I'll
yeah.
go ahead and recast it.
Okay.
I forgot. What? Oh yeah, that's right. I did invisibility. Yeah, so I'll recast it.
You catch a little bit off the book over here, but that's it.
Okay. Anything over? Nope. Okay.
Is there anything? It's kind of a meta question, but from the holy symbol.
Well, you're all the way over here with it.
Fair enough. Yeah.
It's.
I figured he was like looking around.
Oh, look at that! Mr. Amazing just happened to walk into your aura. Okay, so once you get over there, you can see that the scythe that Ada is carrying, which is easily a foot taller than she is.
She's dragging it.
Yes. That is emanating some pretty potent necromantic energy. Yes.
Miss Ada, the scythe that you have, it seems to be radiating some type of necrotic energy in a magic sense. Are you feeling okay holding it?
Yes. I just figured I would try to stow these things away in like a more secluded place in case there are actually guards coming down here. But you can have a look at it if you want. Anything from the medallion? Yeah, holy symbol. Unholy symbol.
Basic holy symbol levels of magic.
Yes, we should probably look into the room that Flittish was in and just check over there before tackling the case that Damson has.
That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
The spirit of High Clerist Falcon, right, when they came out of the southern one, Did their spirit like have like their species representation of it? Like, were they a dragonborn spirit?
Roll me a nature check.
11.
Human adjacent, maybe half elf, maybe elf, maybe a really long halfling. It just on that spectrum, you know.
Okay.
Baroness, you had found some initials. What were those? The initials LP. I think it was DH or something. Is that correct? Where was those initials?
All right. Let me just go back and check my notes here.
Scroll.
No, I thought I actually noted it down in the character sheet, but apparently I didn't. So
I
yeah,
got it.
scroll.
See if I have it in here.
Yeah, I think it was LAPD or something.
It was LP. I think it was D8. And the reason. So Baroness, the reason why I ask is there was also, we discovered the Lord Priest. Brick, what was their name?
Ginko Farsid.
LPDF, and I was just wondering if that was a connection. Is there a connection on there, Joey?
Yeah, he had the same initials as the Lord Priest that's buried over here.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
LPDF. Okay, that's what it was. That's why you had LAPD. Okay. We were
Yeah.
trying to combine our brains and we.
Yes. LPDF.
All right. Now, Mr. Amazing, standing just in the doorway, you do not ping anything magical in here.
I'll go look at the table that.
Bing, 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 bing. Conjuration over here. Lots of it in the water.
Ooh. Baroness, Sylph.
Yes.
There appears to be a conjuration spell of some sort on this water over here. Where did Sylph go? I look around and then I look back at the water.
Well, I'm afraid magic is not much of my forte, but I can try to analyze the water if you want. See if there's anything weird with it.
Yes, let's do that first.
All right.
I'll take a sample of the water in one of my vials.
Okay. Looks clear. Looks like water. Smells like nothing, as water does. For all intents and purposes, as far as you can discern, it is water.
All right. Well, it seems like water. I would need a proper lab if I were to do any further comprehensive analysis, but I think we can assume it's just normal water for the most part.
Yes, well, give me. Isn't that? Give me 10 minutes. I'll spend some time in here. And I'm going to originally cast. So I pull out my book and I start drawing what this area looks like, including where the water's at and stuff like that. And after 10 minutes, so I'm doing identify originally.
Okay.
While he's doing that, I'm checking the other rooms. For valuables or things of note.
Yep. Go ahead, roll a perception check. I'll just count that as the rooms. Mr. Amazing, you identified this as a pool of endless water. When filled with a type of water, it will refill itself endlessly, no matter how much of that water is taken out from it. The pool will never exceed its maximum amount of water, which is 8 gallons, and will never go beneath the amount of water that is inside of it, even when you attempt to take it. Meaning you can gather 7.999 gallons, but you can never take the full 8, and it will replenish itself back to 8. Any water not in a blessed container that is taken from this pool will evaporate within an hour of it being taken.
Interesting. And we'll move on to the Baroness and Sylph and Damson.
All right.
Take it
Aiden. Damson, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Is this cactus here the cactus that Damson remembers?
Yeah.
I'm gonna open up an empty water skin because you said it was getting like some of the drain out to kind of fill up.
Yeah,
the
it's
water
like
skin of it.
one drop every like 30 seconds into the bucket.
Oh, how full is the bucket?
The bucket has enough to fill like a thin vial.
Dang. Well, we'll note that as that is interesting. We'll walk over to this sarcophagus, place a hand on it, and just like saying Renee to the spirit, thank you for not attacking us, and the one that has gone mad is being dealt with. May your spirit rest easy, knowing that they are not going to try and taint any legacy you left behind.
You give your quieted prayer.
More reverence to the spirit than a prayer.
Okay, yeah. I forgot you don't like religion. Sylph,
Hello.
are you doing anything? Do you want to do anything?
I'm just really looking at the model. There is not much here in this city that interests Sylph, so they're going to just be there for if the others need them.
All right. Well, Sylph, how about you give me a nature check?
Okie dokie. A 12.
In all honesty, if it wasn't for your hands-on experience and exploration, you would understand their point of view because they are only looking from one plane at the other things within the system itself. This is not aptly accurate, but you can see the logic behind that. And it does show a level of dedication to wanting to know what is in the lingering outskirts that is admirable. Decades, if not hundreds of years of research dedicated to trying to discern this, to keeping notes of all of it. And they even made this mechanically so that if you push this button over here, you can set and try to see what all of this would look like on a specific day of the year. It stretches back almost 200 years, and it can go forward about 50 years.
That
It's-
would intrigue Sylph.
It's admirable at least.
They turn around, finding Ada just staring at them. You okay?
Yes, I'm just looking at this model. It's really interesting.
It's admirable.
It is.
I
This,
would put it on the wall. That's how achievable it is. It's not fully correct, but they've nearly got it.
Okay, so how is it different, or how is it wrong, and how do you know?
Well, what do you mean? I showed you. I told you I'm not from here.
They weren't here for that, remember?
Oh!
The player
right.
wasn't here for the
Oh,
Sylph
oh.
story time.
Oh, right. Yeah, so I'm not from this planet. I wasn't summoned or magically, bind.
Yes, I think I recorded. I
Uh,
did get the recap of it.
so basically, you should switch this over here because this is the place where we're at right now, and the other systems rotate around it. There's also missing a second moon, But maybe they don't really know about it because, you know, kind of hidden.
Hmm.
Which is admirable with, you know, if you live in a religious city who shunned upon anything else, trying to study this would be blasphemous.
Well, maybe, I don't know. I mean, this seems quite old, so they must have had like a different sort of theological approach at some point, right? I mean, this is, or at least used to be, a proper temple of Pelor.
Wonder what happened. Did you find that out?
No, not specifically. Other than, well, that high priest guy, he seems to have lost his mind from that cactus.
Have you tried some?
No, I would prefer not to. It
Oh, that's
seems,
the stuff that will burn you if you've had anything, right?
Right, but it also addles your mind after quite a while, it seems. So, it potentially it can be used for some interesting infusions or elixirs, maybe.
That's fair. I mean, we could try and get some cactus. Maybe Damson has found something.
But they seem to have a whole system here for draining the cactus over time.
Where's it
Well,
grown
that-
from? Hello.
Hello, Sylph.
Have you found anything?
There's items of our people in that case there to the north of us, and this is definitely a Sudna cactus. And the southern coffin there is that of High Clerist Falcon, right? Southern Cleric of the Endless Dunes, and well, one of our people. Renee.
They tap their cheek. I wonder if Cat might know something of them. Well, why is it still in the case and not in your hands?
No, I was going to ask Ada to open up the lock. I didn't want to just smash the glass, because that's, you know.
May I use my thieves' tools to open?
Are you asking me or Damson?
You, the DM.
Oh, yeah. Go for it, yeah. Sleight of hand advantage if you have it. Dexterity.
I do.
Nice. Can I get the two of you to give me dexterity saving throws?
Yeah.
The magical artifacts are protected by the church. Hey, you have advantage? This is a magical effect.
Not rogue. Yep, nope. Magic? No.
Counterspell?
No.
15.
It's a magical effect, not a spell. Come on. You should know by now. Counterspell is useless except against wizards. Just like investigation is. Oh, I feel so bad about those nerfs. But anyways, I don't feel bad about counterspell. That was a lie. So, as you open it up, everyone on the other side hears this very loud before there's a flash that happens and flashbangs Damson and Sylph. Let me roll the damages. That'll be 29 points of radiant damage to the two of you. Damson, you are deafened and blinded by the light for 1 minute.
I'll come rushing over. What the fuck is happening over here?
Me.
Sylph, half damage.
Me. Oh, half damage.
Yeah, half damage. You were successful on a 15.
Damson is very, very hurt.
Hey, hello. Are you guys okay? No.
Mom.
I got it open, I believe.
It is open, Ada, but you see on the inside of the glass container, you couldn't see it on the outside. There's a very large religious ward that was there. Mr. Amazing, hey, would you look at that? You couldn't sense that. That is a good trap.
Very nice.
Mom.
Right. I'll gently take hold of Damson and just lead her away to find like a place to sit down while she hopefully recovers her senses.
Damson, someone's touching you. You don't know who the fuck it is, but someone's touching you.
I recognize Ada's noble hands anywhere.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
As I'm going to cast some cure wounds on myself
Yeah.
at third.
Good. That does not require sight. But yeah, still, if your
Alright.
eyes are like not they're crying like from that bright ass light that happened. You were looking at the lock. Just luckily, you shielded most of it.
Are they?
nice.
Wait,
Oh.
was
Oh look, they got the model correct. There's stars everywhere now.
Yeah, Mr. Amazing.
Was Sylph blinded as well? Or
No.
Okay, I didn't think so. Just the tears. That's why I was double checking.
Yeah, the tears are like you can see it came from the blast.
Just yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
How about you guys take a little breather, okay?
Damson can't hear a word you're saying.
No, I figured, but
Yeah.
I have no way of fixing that right now.
Where'd the light go?
Don't worry, she'll probably just lay down in a minute and just curl up.
Minute later. Hello?
Hey.
Okay, I can hear again. Ow.
Right. I advise taking a few moments to just stay quiet, let your body restore itself.
I think that's what I was doing that minute. Ow. That was
Right.
bright. My ears rung.
Well,
Oh, it's fun. Do you want to do it again?
I'll just be over here.
No. Okay.
What were you asking, Mr. Amazing?
I want to look at the book. Before I pick up the book, though, I would like to see if there's if it looks trapped or anything, or if there's any type of pressure or something that might go off if I remove the book.
So, roll me a perception check.
Take it off advantage. $15.
Okay. So, looking not at the book, but like on the side, you realize the glass case adds a very minor bit of a trick of light so that you can't see what you're looking at perfectly. You can see the object on display, but you didn't notice that there was some type of like very thin platform that the book seems to be on top of. The egg seems similarly on something like that. The other items do not.
Baroness, be careful. The book and the egg seem to be on some sort of platform that's... See, right there, and I'll point.
Right. Okay, let's see if we can disable this thing. There has to be some sort of mechanism, maybe from the bottom. And I'll lean and, or if there is any room to like crawl underneath the thing to have a look at it.
The bottom is completely solid. You're looking
Okay.
inside of the case.
Right. Tricky, but hang on. We have Let's. Okay, well, it's a book, so maybe we shouldn't fill the whole thing with water. We could, but that might work. And
Before
Can I-
water. Go ahead.
yeah, I just want to try to like rationalize how I'm doing it, but I'm just doing a thieves' tools check to
Disarm the
disable
trap.
it. All right.
Yeah, yeah.
Can I'll offer Ada. If it's a trigger, do you want me to try and soil it by making it sticky? Would that help?
Sure, that could help.
I will use prestidigitation to soil it so it's like sticky from like honey or beer getting spilled on it. If I can do that, Joey, to assist Ada.
Assisting with thieves' tools requires proficiency. That's like,
Okay.
yeah. You wouldn't
I
know
mean-
how to do this in a way to like help. You know.
Okay, but like you can see the idea where I was going with that, right?
Sure. But you would just dump a bunch of honey and it doesn't help. You know. That's.
I am proficient with thieves' tools,
Hey.
so
Okay.
I will help you.
Actually, have
Analyze
three
and-
thieves here.
Oh,
No,
a
I'm
thief.
not thieves. I'm just good with my paws.
I
Never mind.
love the fact that out of character, everyone is the most suspicious of Damson. She's the only one without sleight of hand, the only one without thieves' tools, the only one with cure wounds. Like it's just like
No, I have cure wounds now.
Oh, okay. Was the only one with cure wounds.
That first one's not true. She does have sleight of hand.
Oh, okay. Never mind then.
She just doesn't use it often.
You're
It's
as
more for-
criminal as everyone else.
Almost. So is this
Nah.
dexterity, intelligence,
Uh,
wisdom?
this one is intelligence.
Nice. All right, so that's a 16.
Oh yeah, damn it! I got so excited. Okay, so you look at the book and the weight that it has, and you go fishing into your bag, and you find this bundle of cloth that you picked up a while ago that looks to be roughly about the same weight as it. You just have to wrap it around one of your cheaper items that are like more solid in your bag, and you have Mr. Amazing holding the edges of the book while you're going to be the person that when he's pulling the book away and like angling it to keep the same amount of pressure, moving your object on to keep the same weight on it. And eventually Mr. Amazing is holding the book up while you remove your hands from the pressure and just barely made it.
Nice. This is a devious contraption. Let me note how it works. Okay, here's the book.
Yes.
Hey, Damson, did you want both of these blades?
Yes. From what I can read, the twin seraph blades. Definitely of my people based off the inscription.
Do they have some sort of religious significance or historical?
Can I roll a history, Joey, to see if I remember anything? Probably gonna end up passing out again.
Sorry, you can roll a religion though, if you want to.
Sure. 16.
The Renee people believe that there was the twin seraphs who had found them in the desert. The twin seraphs would always just appear long enough in order to guide the Renee during the dawn hours towards the direction of where there's either shelter or where there was water. The seraphs were very benevolent until one day when the Renee people decided to try to capture the seraphs. In taking one of them, the other one had used its fury in order to ignite a dazzling brightness that blinded all of the Renee people as the two of them left and went away. So they do have religious significance within your culture and community.
I'll say that aloud. That is what I remember.
Keep in mind, the Renee are religiously free people. So though there was some that are like, we're going to capture them, there was also many who were like, we don't need to capture them. Like, that's stupid.
Yeah.
So, like, it's a very mixed religion of we made a lot of mistakes and then keep going.
Yeah.
It's a mixed culture. I shouldn't say it's a mixed religion. It's a mixed culture.
I would like to get them back, but I'm also very interested in the gilded dragon egg. Not to sell, of course. It's more. It's fascinating to me. Is it possible for you to disable whatever trap is on there and I can lift it up from there?
Do we need to do more of those checks for the other
No.
items, or-
The last thing, you need to disarm the trap for the egg. That's the last one that has an active trap on it.
And I'll help. Baroness, we should keep in mind these pressure plates and the traps. It'd be interesting if there was, like, say, a chair that had one on the seat part.
Yes. Devious. And
Someone sits down and gets a radiant blast up their asshole.
Right. Sit, and then they can't move. Like, once they're sit, it's like set.
Yeah.
And then they're like, either gotta walk around with the chair on their butt or.
Yeah. That's
Alright,
one way to bleach your asshole. So just
intelligence this time as well, or
yes.
22?
Oh,
Nice.
so much easier. Looking at the weight of the egg, you look in your bag and you're like, hey, look at this random object I have. And it's just a random heavy set like rock that you picked up that you were using as like a grinding stone for your shit, but the jeweled egg you assume is worth more than the rock. Between you, Mr. Amazing, you lifting the object, him rolling the rock on, no problem at all. And then the last thing that remains there is the pipe. Smoke of the pipe. Bong the pipes.
I'll, if able, take the egg from Mr. Amazing.
I hand it to you. I mean, I let you take it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is
This-
the egg magical?
No, it wasn't magical, but it looked like a draconic egg, but it had, I think, like gold filigree and stuff like that. That it was like
Ornate. Ceremonial or... It could be utilized in certain components of like pretty potent, powerful spells. Not spells that you would be capable of doing because it's more spells of emotion than spells of knowledge.
but
hang
in
on,
itself, it's not.
Damson, can I have a closer look first before you put it away?
Sure.
I just want to have a closer look at the egg and discern if it's actually a natural egg that's been sort of ornamented, or if it's fake.
Nature check.
19.
19. You don't think that this is like an actual ornamented real dragon egg. It looks to have been crafted.
Right.
I mean, unless somebody just has a nugget of silver that is the size of a draconic egg. Like, that would be ridiculous.
Well, it doesn't seem like it's actually a real egg, so I suppose. I just want to make sure, you know.
Have you seen a dragon egg before?
No, not well. I don't recall if I have.
Then I'm not
directly.
gonna take your opinion, frankly.
Sure, but there are certain sort of. If you know what to look for, you can tell if something is biological.
Do you know the rough value of it?
No, that's difficult to say. Can I make an estimate?
Jewelers.
The needed value you need, Damson.
Okay.
Which is what, 500?
500, yeah. For
Yeah,
the
yeah.
spelling and nice.
You would assume it's at least 500 gold. worth of
Okay.
silver and filigree.
I think you should be able to get at least 500 gold for this. Perhaps more, depending on where you sell it, or if you're planning on selling it.
I don't think I plan on selling this.
Right. You could always make some like a silver omelette. Right.
Hmm.
Oh, for the last piece then.
The last piece is what appears to be a very thin pipe that has a large smoking base, the place that you would put your herbs or whatever else into it. Very ornate in nature, almost ceremonial, except it has religious writing across it. This does not appear to be Renee in origin, though. The writing on this pipe appears to be Baklunish.
It seems to be like more of a local object. Thieves' tools again, or is that necessary?
No, it's not
No?
trapped. Yeah, the only things
Right.
trapped were the book and the egg.
Right. I'm still trying to learn Baklunish, so I don't really recall exactly what it says here. Hand it over to one of the others. I don't remember which one speaks Baklunish.
The guy that's from around here, Mr. Amazing.
True, yeah.
Yes, if you want me to try to see it, read it.
You can roll me a history or religion check, Mr. Amazing. It will yield different information based on whichever one you choose.
I'm gonna go with religion. Do I have any? I think I used them all. All right, I'm just gonna roll it straight. Religion.
22. We love 22.
22.
So, looking at the pipe itself, picking it up, the very slender, thin ivory nature, the round bowl of it that is representative of the sun in nature. This seems incredibly ceremonial. When you start thinking about different ceremonies within the rite of Pelor, you know that there is supposed to be a pipe that is utilized in discerning illusions and lies, as well as for fortifying the hearts of two individuals, as well as for gleaming the future that is before you. All of which were needed back before this great city was settled, trying to survive the inhospitable nature of the northern Baklunish territory. Place that during different seasons have the most extremes of weathers that you can experience. This may be the ember pipe of the ancients, that it was utilized in those ceremonies.
Give me a second to think about if I'm going to tell them everything or not.
Yep. I'll just type out the name.
All right, cool. Yes, this believe, if I'm not mistaken, this is the Ember Pipe of the Ancients. And I will go ahead and, in this case, let them know what I just learned.
Okay.
Very interesting pipe. I don't know if I would obviously make sure not to show it around these parts, but very valuable indeed.
So I guess the first thing is to roll up some dried cactus and smoke it. That was a joke.
Yes, I was going to say I'm not sure if I'd want to partake of that myself.
Right. Well, I'd be. I want to have a closer look at this orrery, I believe it's called, or is it
Observatory?
Orrery. Orreries are like mechanical representations of the solar system, I think.
I already
pretty
said
sure.
I'm horrible at geography. This,
Your English is far better than mine sometimes.
Yeah, it's.
Thanks.
Look at this nerd. He knows English. Just...
Fucking reader.
yeah.
I can't believe I dropped the
Um,
F-bomb.
But yeah, I just want to go over to have a look at it and try to get like if I can use like the Tinker's tools proficiency and try to understand how this has been engineered, created.
Yes. Finally, you're using it. Tinkerers utilizing intelligence.
Nice.
And if Sylph wanted to, they could assist you in this endeavor.
Okay.
Sylph? Muted.
No, I don't have Tinker's tools.
No, it's not for the Tinkerers aspect. It's because you understand what the purpose of this thing is.
Probably not. I believe she has it.
Okay.
All right. 16.
Okay. If you
As I said, she has it.
if you spend more time here, you might be able to figure out the inner working mechanisms, but it appears that it's using an incredibly complex set of gears and systems underneath the platform that interlocks and connects to different attributes so that when certain events occur, other events correlate to that as well. It is magnificently complex. If you would spend more time, you might be able to figure it out, but on a cursory beginning to take the surface apart and look at it, it is something that you can't easily just like glean.
This thing is complex.
Joey,
He's-
can I check the
Yes.
room that the Death Priest came out of? 'Cause I don't
Yes!
think we checked that yet.
Finally. The one room you guys didn't go into. Okay, Damson. As you enter in here, you get into a room that smells like the... It's weird to say this, but purest musk you've ever smelled before. It is not a sweat from an individual that has impurities within their body. In addition to that, their bed is completely thrown asunder as if woken up last minute, and there appears to be a handful of notes on a desk that look like they were written, rewritten, used as references, crumbled up and tossed into the corner.
Yeah, I want to start with the notes, and then I want to check the bed and underneath it.
Perception check on the bed, and then investigation on the notes.
Do perception and investigation. 15-19.
Okay, perception. Peacock feather pillows.
That's very ostentatious for this.
And also the most comfortable of pillows.
Mm-hmm. Not very priestly.
No. The linens are a pure, what is that called? Silk. A pure silk linen.
Speaking of peacock feathers and silk linens? How? Okay.
The pillows are worth 5 gold each. The linens are worth a total of 10 gold as a set.
Tempting. But I'll continue.
Okay. You go over to the desk and starting to pick up some of the paper and unraveling and looking at what everything is written down with. It would appear that this madman was trying to write a letter of invitation for all of the religious leaders to join him, using his previous titlements in order to try to coax them out. But you also see in other pages, based off of him deciding to throw that in the trash, he was trying to feed all of the religious leaders the cactus water to kill them, proving himself to be of a purer body than anyone else. Because he wouldn't have died by drinking it. His body was pure. But he seemed to have been mulling this over, I mean, based off of the number of letters, days, if not weeks.
Does it look like it's getting more fervent the longer into the pure cactus juice that he wasn't?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he was becoming much more accepting of weird phrasings, like, I beckon to all of you to join me in a ritual and rite that will prove my purity and yours in question. Like, things like that you shouldn't say to religious leaders if you're trying to betray and trick them, right? Like,
yeah, I'm collecting those documents. And anything in these dressers beside the bed, or are those just there for fluff?
there are pure cotton robes that are meant to be used as ceremonial wear for certain rituals, but that's it.
Yeah, no, I'll just walk out with the documents. And
are you taking the pillows or the linens?
No, but she'll let the others know about it. She doesn't really care about those. Like, sure, they're nice and comfy, but they're they're not really her style.
Peacock feather pillows, guys. Are you, Ada? You're muted.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm taking it.
Okay. So you can add 2 peacock feather pillows to your character sheet and pure silk linen set made for a queen size bed.
Nice. And those things can come in handy. I had a pillow in another campaign that I don't remember, but I gave it to someone for some reason.
It was very valuable. Yeah.
It was. I'm going to go ahead and look at the book.
Okay.
I'm not going to I'm just going to go ahead and open it and scan it, and then I'll probably take it with me.
The book, you can roll me a preliminary investigation roll. Excuse me.
I will do a lucky.
What did you call it again? Silk linen set, or what was it?
Silk linen set made for a queen size bed and 2 peacock pillows.
Yep.
Peacock feather pillows. It's not made out of peacock. It's made out of...
No.
You lay down, you just there. Did
22.
you?
Yeah,
Good.
I used a lucky. Yeah,
Awesome.
22.
22. So, opening it up, this seems to be a religious diary that is meant to be biblical in nature. One going over the founding of the city of Yurn. Inside of it is ancient, forgotten information that you never heard about, just like quickly skimming through, and more specifics on the purpose of the city and the founding of the magic here. You know what tome this is. This is the guided tome of Pelor's Blessing, and this is supposed to be kept by the church. This is stolen from their archives and is one of their most valuable religious... Well, sorry. It is their most valuable religious piece in all of Yurn. And you know by having it in your possession, there's a lot of danger to that if you ever found with it, since it is clearly stolen.
Yes. Need to make sure this gets in the right hands, and I will tuck it away.
Yeah, I'm going to go and try to pick up the twin seraph blades. Yeah, because I was debating on it for a while, but I'm thinking that yeah, it's even though dance is not the super like religious type, it's still an artifact of her people that shouldn't be locked away. It should be with her people.
Sure.
Damson, did you take the notes and stuff from the bedroom?
Yes.
All right. All right. Well, we got everything we came for. I believe it's time to go up and let's take. Let's notify the church that this place is clear for entering.
Hmm.
Perhaps they will at least be thankful for our services.
Well, I mean,
Yes.
you are the Baroness, so you had carte blanche to do it in the first place.
Did we find anything interesting that is of particular note for the Church of Pelor? I mean,
Oh yeah, notes of the priests here trying to plot to assassinate the entire leadership.
that's of note, yes. And also serves as proof against him, so they can trial him properly.
Why not just kill him?
Right?
That's what I'm saying. I mean, why wait the trial? It's clearly he was trying to, one, kill everyone here, and two, the spirit asked us to eliminate him. I mean, just render judgment. He's found guilty of treason and sentences immediate death.
Right. Well, look at it this way. We just came from Polvar, where we already have some enemies. It wouldn't be bad for us to ingratiate ourselves a little bit here with the churches, and maybe at least get some allies. And if we can help them deliver justice the way they would prefer, then I think that is sort of seen as a courtesy from us.
Yes, I agree. We should.
Once we get out of here.
Sorry, what were you saying, Mr.
Sorry.
Mace?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yes, I agree, Baroness. We should find one of the church leaders, or your husband, the Baron. Isn't he the second son of the church leader here?
Yes, he is.
Or
And
the
I'm
second most favorite. I don't know if it was second.
right. Well, I'm going to speak to the High Lord Commander tomorrow.
Hmm.
Or well, I had planned on it tomorrow, but maybe today if there's time.
What were you trying to say there, Sylph? I saw you perk up.
It doesn't matter.
It matters to me.
Yes, please
No,
speak up.
literally, it
Okay.
doesn't really matter.
All right, if you say so.
I was thinking we should go to the library later, but with this business that just happened, I think, Baroness, that maybe we try to go see the Lord High Commander today. I think they're going to be very interested in what's going on down here.
Yes, that would be useful. Can you just remind me of his name again?
So we have a handout called Yearn,
Oh,
I
yeah,
couldn't
that's
find
true.
it. I was just looking for it.
the
It's at the
Lord
very
City
top.
of
Yeah.
Yearn.
Tahir
Lord-
Asfur? Or
Oh, it's at the very top.
Tahir
It's not down.
Asfur.
Yeah.
right.
Oh, I was looking down at the other one. I didn't look at the top. So, okay.
Tahir Asfur. Oh, god damn it.
What?
And I think this is a good place. Okay, I fixed it. I think this is a good place for us to go ahead and go on break. And when we come back, we decide where we're going to go and what we're going to do.
Sweet, sweet. You can start. I need to find my shirt. I took it off so it didn't get.
Yes.
Yeah, you
Put
can
your shirt
start
on.
as well. And,
All right.
I can still hear.
All right.
All right. Hello and welcome back, everybody. So, where last we left off, the party had successfully looted through this lovely little location that had so many interesting objects inside of it of religious aptitude and some of cultural significance for Damson as well. After looting through, you make it back upstairs where you can see Flittish is outside and her woof form still. And there seems to be a congregation of quite a few more of these paladins nearby. As soon as you step out, one of them begins walking over towards your group, but one of the two that are here servicing Ada, they step forward and try explaining to them that they are not to be trifled with. They are people who have power. They know what they're doing. But the man looking over at all of you, you can see the symbol on them. Religion check. Anybody proficient in religion or Mr. Amazing?
Let me make sure it's not on advantage. And religion. Nope. I'm too preoccupied.
I don't think any of us have religion in this party.
Cool. The individual looks very stoic and firm as they stare down towards all of you. And who, pray tell, is the individual here that possesses such a power?
I will step forward and greetings, good priest. I am not. I'm not familiar enough with recognizing your rank. I am sorry for that. My name is Adeline Devereaux Al-Ishad.
He looks at you, and you know, under this circumstance, you are expected to present your signet because...
Yeah, and I'm doing so at the same time.
Okay.
Both signets.
Yes.
Yeah.
He looks at them and will bow his head with a deep respect towards you. I am Solar Justicar Faizan Utaid.
Well, it's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, and we did not mean to step on anyone's toes. It just we heard of the situation with the church here and figured maybe we could look into it. And well, we looked around a little bit and we found a secret hideout underneath the temple, where those two individuals were apprehended. We have also, you are free to have all the proof and things we found here. So, there you go.
Very good.
This is the holy symbol confiscated off that one. It seems to be like a sort of, a blasphemous sort of variant of the symbol of Pelor. It is upside down.
He will look at the symbol, and as soon as he touches it, you see this like burst of flame in his hand as he drops the symbol and squeezes his hand a few times. Incredibly blasphemous.
Well, there is that, and we are actually planning on presenting this case to my father-in-law.
You are here to go to speak to the Lord Priest Commander about all of this. I was not aware that you were meant to be inside of the city. Excuse my forwardness, but this is a very peculiar situation I find myself in.
Oh,
As if we knew that the Lord Commander's daughter-in-law was here, she would have been having the utmost escorts and protections from the city itself.
right. Well, sometimes there is protection in being more subtle in your arrival or approach, sort of. And my friends here are perfectly capable of protecting me if they need to. And yes, we work together, I suppose. We actually also came upon one of your colleagues or employees, one of your underlings. What was his name again? That was
Sun Warden Fazan. Go on, yeah.
Yeah, Sun Warden Faizan Ibn Rashad.
You were the ones that protected him.
Well, we unfortunately came upon the site after his company was, defeated by the Frostworm, but they were capable of inflicting such grievous wounds on the creature that we were able to finish it. And, yes.
That is very strange. Wonderful coincidence, but strange nonetheless. You understand my cautiousness about this situation. It is not easy to believe one whom I have not met before, even one who houses such a signet. I would like to bring you forth to the Lord Priest Commander myself to ensure you are telling the truths.
Understandable.
You will not be incarcerated, nor will your servants.
No, why would we be?
Because I am taking you to the churches of the judge's chamber.
Right.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we do need to speak with the Lord Priest Commander. Obviously, Pelor, in his wisdom, had us find the Frostworm and save the Paladin. Also, in his wisdom, helped us find out the blasphemy that was going on here. And so we wish, as the Baroness says, to speak with the Lord Priest Commander to hear us for himself.
As you will, I get it. Oh, go on, Damson.
No.
Was Damson
Yes.
speaking? Was that?
I
no?
said something.
Oh, you. Go on. Yeah.
Right, and also we took the steps to make sure the priest and his underling did not die. So you're free to interrogate them, I suppose.
I will be interrogating them, and I'm sure in Pelor's beautiful blessings and courtesies, you all understand his wisdom is imbued into me to be cautious in such coincidences. Please,
Yes.
follow forth.
Thank you.
And he begins walking, and you all get flanked by a small group of Sun Wardens as well.
Okay.
As you all walk through the city, heading your way back over towards, Jesus, why is names fucking
temple?
bleeding today? Yes, thank you. The Temple of the Morning Tide. You see the bright, shining, dazzling lights at this hour, despite the sun beginning to fall down, has not changed other than a slight reddish amber that is now permeating through the church itself. As you move your way up to the temple, you see the outskirts, the outside of it is this large Colosseum-like, beautiful architecture that is ancient, that allows free flow of word of mouth of people to wander and for people to move through. As you begin walking through, you do see there are buildings underneath this protective canopy above your heads. Moving inside, you notice the incredible architecture here, the precision that is put into the masonry, the impeccable nature of the religious idols to the to Paylor, as well as to every single person whom is here celebrating their religion. You see there is numerous individuals that are currently in active prayer, and there appears to be a funeral rite, a pyre at the one end. And as all of you are moving towards it, you see the Justicar stops everybody holding his hand out and brings his hands together in a very deep ceremonial prayer towards the individuals currently mourning at the fire. What do you all do?
Waiting.
I will give a sign of respect to the mourners.
I'll give a
wait.
sign of respect. Just not religious, more like spiritual, like, just respect the dead. Respect the passing of one to the next realm.
Sylph?
I think they're just gonna wait. Cross their arms.
Okay. After 5 minutes of him giving a prayer and many of the other Sun Wardens here doing similarly, only keeping 2 of them who are vigilant over your group during the entire time, they continue their journey. You enter into one of these buildings, and it is a perfectly circular building that has this gorgeous rows and rows of seats that currently only have 2 people seated upon them. Ancient-looking humans have to be at least of the age of 60 years old. And in this type of setting, a human of 60 is ancient. As you begin walking down, you all feel this weird sensation pulse over you. I need each of you to give me a wisdom saving throw, DC 16.
Right, and before I do,
That one.
come on.
So,
That's
that's 2 of you so far. 2 more of you need to roll wisdom saves. Sylph, just
16.
barely.
and then just in case, I'm going to whisper something to you, and then I'll roll.
Yeah, that didn't work.
Oh, it didn't make. But anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, it went twice. But just a reminder.
Oh, they changed it. Nice. Okay. So yeah, ignore that.
All right.
So, walking down to the center of the room, you see those 2 humans stand up tall and look down upon you all. The Justicar moves forward. Great judges of the fine city of Yun, dedicating in purity of light and bathing in it for all of your wise years in service of this church. I call upon you, please, and he bows, a symbol he did not give even to you, Ada, with your title, to judge these individuals and prove their words of true or falsehoods. This is in service of the church itself And of course, this is in order to discern truth from their words that suggest coincidence. The questions I have must be answered. The two humans approach closer, and you notice both of them have this strikingly yellow eyes that are staring at all of you, and their skin is the most gorgeous golden complexion any of you have seen in anybody in this city. And as they step forward, you all feel heat radiating off of them. We hear you, Justicar. And whom are we speaking with? You are under the effects of the
Zone of truth.
Zone of Truth. Everyone other than Sylph and Mr. Amazing.
I'm going to bow respectfully and present myself. My name is Adeline Devereaux Al-Ilshad. I'm newly married to your High Lord Priest Commander, second son. Lord Priest Commander Tahir Asfur's second son.
And the rest of you.
Sylph is just looking. I am Sylph.
I am Damson.
I'm known as Mr. Amazing.
They both turn and stare at you when you make such a claim inside of the church. And they begin.
Yeah.
And they do circle around the two of you. The one of you, Mr. Amazing. Staying up on their raised seats and walking around the circumference of the circular chamber, staring at you. Is that a magic spell? I don't know. Does that question answer? Does their answers bring any truth behind their words? Justica. Yes, but there are still more questions that I have. Very well. Speak your questions, and we will judge the truth. He stands up, and he gives a respectful bow towards you, Ada. I am sure that in Pelor's wisdom, and in your glow under his light, you understand my caution.
Yes?
Why were all of you venturing towards that abandoned location?
Truthfully, it was to help our friend here, Flidish, who is suffering from a condition inflicted by an aberrant creature. We were seeking... so it happened. We were seeking the scales of a frostworm to better protect her from the cold while we traveled into the mountains to retrieve some mystical salts we had heard of.
And that's when we stumbled across the paladins. Paladin at that point.
Right.
Continue your tale to us, please.
That is when we finished the task that they had before of slaying the frostworm. Getting the hide that we needed as we progressed up into the mountains itself. But we were able to get the salts that we needed as we made our descent down. We came here to Yarn to meet up with the paladin that was saved, Fayaz ibn Rashad, and for Miss Adeline to meet with her father-in-law in hopes that she might be able to find resources here to help finish the cure that we're working on. And that is when we heard stories in the tavern of how there was something happenings with the temple in the northern part of the city, and given our nature, we decided to look into it.
Which
We then found we then, when we got there, we then found that the lock was rusted and already open. It seemed to open easily. We then went down in there, and well, that's when we found the strange priest who had apparently defiled the temple and put twisted upside down Palor markings down there. And Baroness, I believe you have the paperwork, or Damson, was it you that picked up the...
Damson, you have the papers, right?
Yes, I have the
From the study.
paperwork that the priest was writing. He had been imbibing nothing but water and the juice from the Sudna cactus for 7 days, and his papers talk about assassinating the entire leadership of the church. And I suggested, at the behest of one of the spirits that was active down there, because of their own request, that they had been eliminated. So Mistress Adeline has requested they be brought here for the proper trial. The spirit was that of highest cleric Falcon the Right, southern cleric of the Endless Dunes.
one of the judges looks over at the Justicar as he speaks up now. Which tavern shared our secrets with you? Whom is to blame?
What secrets do you mean?
The dealings of our city. That temple being boarded up with any amount of information is not privy to the public.
No, that was my fault. I overheard it. Brought it up at the table that we should investigate. So, I take full responsibility for hearing that. But when we got there, I also noticed at the temple, if you please go check it out for yourself, some of the wards were newer and changed, inverted. And rather than keeping out undead, it seemed to be beckoning or summoning undead spirits there. So,
They had also changed the glass, the painted glass inside, to resemble this unholy symbol. And I'll present the holy symbol and just hold it out with one finger.
The Justicar will nod and not take it. He's just looking at the symbol because that hurty. And as he's looking at this, the one judge looks at him. Justicar, we require you to go fetch the Lord Priest Commander for us. I need an insight check, Ada.
17.
Okay. So, it would appear that these, based off of the way that they are speaking, these judges have the power and authority in the city to command the presence of the Lord Priest Commander, despite him being the de facto king of this entire territory, which is something that you're not familiar with. You know that people of high station of authority usually have advisors, but the advisors can't command the leader to do anything. But in this city, that seems to be slightly different.
Well, I'm not knowledgeable in religion enough to sort of guess why that could be.
So. The Justicar will leave the chamber, and as soon as he leaves, you notice you are all left here alone with nobody but these two judges. The judge will take a step downwards. One of them walking up to you, Mr. Amazing, and the other one up to you, Sylph. The one before you, Sylph. You are capable of lying, are you not?
No.
Was that in and of itself a lie?
No. I'm not human.
I need you to roll me a persuasion roll because you're not lying. You can't lie. Regardless of this chamber.
An 8.
Yeah, they're not buying it. They're not. Strange. And they keep walking in. The other one looks at you, Mr. Amazing. Is this spell affecting you at all?
As far as I know, yes.
He stares you. Because you know you're kind of hard to read. He'll slowly nod. Understood. And as they keep circling around this chamber, looking and judging over all of you, they look at you, Damson. To where do you hail from?
Okay, they look at me.
Yeah, you, Damson.
Yeah, she's not saying anything.
Answer
Just-
our question. Where do you hail from?
Our
I didn't-
caravan.
Well, that is true. We do hail from our caravan. If you're wondering place of birth, I do not know.
Circumstances.
Amnesia.
Amnesia.
Mm-hmm.
That is most strange. And you, Adeline.
It's Adeline.
Adeline. Why
That's
did
what
you pick up these individuals as your companions?
I did not pick them up so much as come to, well, consciousness back with them. We were all under, well, except from Mr. Amazing, who we were introduced with later. We all suffered from this amnesia. And I have recovered a fair bit of my memory, but not all. I know who I am and where I am from, but most of my memories from earlier in life are hazy. We have been traveling together for a while after we found ourselves waking up in a catacomb of sorts.
Catacomb. Whereabouts was this catacomb located?
Might I ask why you're interested in it first?
You may ask, yes.
Why are
We
you
are-
interested in it?
We are interested in knowing the circumstance of you appearing within our city and appearing within our entire district of Nehez.
Obviously, blessing from Palor.
Well, is there any particular reason why we can't appear here, or is there?
Because when we look upon you, we do not see why you are here, or when you were first within our territory. The only thing we can see was when you reached Lit Louder.
Right. Well, we have heard of the region of Bramblewoods being infused with mysterious magics and such, and that also happens to be where we woke up, some place in a catacomb, in a cavern underneath the surface, someplace in the Bramblewoods outside of Duraja.
Outside of Daraja. We shall look into this one. Yes, we shall. Now, you seem to have been touched by arcane influences of very strong power, as have you. The other one speaks to you, Damson, as have you. Third one speaks to you, Sylph. Mr. Amazing, they seem to be ignoring you. Very powerful wardings. As the daughter of our Lord Commander, would you like us to remove any ailments on your mind?
Well, yes, but I am not sure if it is wise to do it all in one go, as it were. I have been remembering bits and pieces now and then, and I believe it will come back to me just given time. But I am... well, we have experienced a few times recalling memories too abruptly, sort of, and it triggers a kind of seizure, almost. And I am worried that if too much is revealed at one time, it can cause more intrusive damage.
If
But if
Paylord
you're-
wishes for you to remember, the spell will work. It will free your mind. You just need faith.
Free your mind.
Ada,
Right.
you know this is the religious side of magic, and
Right.
because it's been a couple of months out of character, you know that's not how it works for you guys. That's not gonna... That could kill you.
Yes, I am certain that it would work. I am just worried that Paylor's might will be too strong, and it will be too much for me to handle.
Then you need to dedicate yourself to Paylor more strongly.
I shall endeavor to do so in my future travels.
You can't lie right now, is that true?
Okay, that's a lie.
yeah. You can't. You try to say that, you just go.
Uh,
You attempted a lie in this chamber. You cannot.
I did not mean to. It's just I want to make sure that I remember things in a safe manner, and
I have seen this effect happen upon some of the party members where memories came back and they passed out, and it wasn't pretty.
If it is your wish to not have it, then you shall not have it.
well, is there a sort of alternative to maybe there is a blessing or something you could give us that would help us remember it more as time passes on, instead of getting all of the memories flooding back at once.
Pelor's light shines through all.
All of what?
Existence.
So, up my rabbit hole?
How dare you blaspheme in this chamber?
No, you're thinking of it. How dare you think about it? Pervert.
Okay, maybe we should take a small little break while we wait for the High Lord Priest.
Okay.
They glare at you now, Ada, after Sylph's outburst to them.
I am sorry, but also not responsible for what Sylph just said.
You can only be judged upon your actions and the company you keep.
But I have not known Sylph for very long.
They continue. It is, yeah. You just met Sylph like a few days ago, right? Oh,
Yeah.
less than a week, yeah. It's not very long. I have one more question for all of you. Do you know... And they look at you now, Mr. Amazing. Why members of the Blue Order of Robes of Wizards of Palvar have been looking in the city for something?
I don't know why they would come here. In fact, it's one of the nice things about the city is that you don't have to worry about those blue wizard things. I trust more in Pelor myself.
I incite that.
You can certainly try. Sylph, you realize you don't know how to read Mr. Amazing. You can't discern lying or truth or anything from his words or mannerisms. It's very strange, very aloof.
Their ears just perk up as if an idea comes in, and they just stare.
Very aloof. Or aloofa, depending if you get a bath or not, but that's...
What do you know of the blue robes that came here and what they were searching for?
They do not come to they do not come to a glorious judge's chamber, and we do not presume anything beyond what an individual states.
Fair enough.
Do
Is this something you would like us to look into for you?
No.
Fair enough.
The responsibilities of a lady are far more different than what we are dealing with. They just blink a couple of times at all of you. Beep, pop, 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 pop. After a period of time, you all see the chamber doors open wide. Boop, uploading file. He's not that big. And you see this incredibly regal and noble man step into the chambers. His gold-plated armor is the most breathtaking armor you have seen to date as he walks in. The symbol of Pelor adorned in every section of his entire being. Though his head is slightly disheveled, not combed or brushed at all, you can tell that everything else about this man is well put together. the cloak as regal and beautiful and protective over him as the sun's rays over the tops of crops. As he opens up the chamber door. Judges. He walks down and gives a slight bow to them, just his head. And my dearest daughter. He comes over to you, scoops your head, and kisses you on either cheek and then your forehead.
And I will return with one kiss on his cheek as well.
And he is incredibly warm. Like, super fucking warm.
It is a pleasure to finally meet you.
It is a pleasure as well.
My lord, and I will do a deep bow.
Who are you?
I'm Miles. Milo. Sorry, I'm a little nervous.
He
my
turns
lord.
and imposes his entire body over top of you, and despite his age, he is very large.
I'm.
What are you doing with my daughter?
Yeah, if I might interject myself, he has been traveling with me for a while now, and he has served as a protection on many occasions, while helping in my travels, our travels, as a guide and protector.
He will look you in your eyes, Mr. Amazing.
Yes. Sorry, it took me a moment to. So some people call me Milo. My name is Miles Long Peter, and this might be important for you. And I will pull out now that you and the judges are here. We found this, and it's very important, and you should protect it. And I pull out the book, the green bound tome.
He looks at it, raises his hand and touches, and just slowly takes it from you. You can see the deliberate, analytical nature of this man. He's reading over it, reading your expressions, and very linearly focused on what is before him. It is a daunting presence, to say the least. You found this.
Yes, it's very important, as I'm sure you know. And the death priest that was down, I don't know what they were going to do down there. They've already defiled it, and I wanted to make sure that it got into the proper hands. It should be protected.
He will grip the book by its open side, not the bindings. Whom here is proficient in any of the nerd skills? Intelligence.
I got some nerd skills. Yeah.
I have
Arcana.
calligraphers, arcana, history.
All right.
History, nature, medicine, tinkering, alchemist.
Oh, nice. Nice
herbalism.
party.
Nerd.
You're
So,
a bigger nerd than I am.
yep. Everybody can roll one nerd skill of their choice. Damson, because you have calligraphers, you can roll that. If you have another nerd skill, you have advantage. And you're utilizing intelligence.
Okie dokie.
Oh, I
Ooh.
have calligraphers as well.
Then same rule applies to you.
Yes.
Dirty 20.
I'll roll
Can I use
history.
my thieves' tools to give myself advantage in Arcana? No, I'm kidding.
Let's go.
Nice.
Sylph, yeah, you guys had advantage. Everyone just calligrapher. We'll start with you, Sylph. Holding a book like that is meant to better protect it. If you hold it from the bind and you drop it, the book can fall open. If you're holding it like that and you drop it, it falls on the bind, which protects the contents inside. It's a very simple thing that somebody who is learned knows how to do. Now, those of you that rolled 20, which was the DC or higher, It is also a sign of respect from the individual holding it, based off of him gripping it, having his forefinger around here. I'll just get it. Holding it to keep his finger over the bind and having it rest upon his arm. It is a sign of respect to hold a tome like this in order to safeguard it from anything happening, placing it in such a way to say, harm will befall me before it befalls this information.
Mhm.
Which is a
Definitely.
very, very highly respectful thing for someone of his order to do for such a piece of literature.
We should have stolen that thing and put it in the Blue Tower.
Yeah. Oh no.
Just, damn it.
Oh!
War!
God, we just had a war campaign. That'd be fun.
If I knew how to get us out of this city, maybe we would have done something like that. But
Yeah.
And he holds it in his hand just like that and raises his other hand and places it on your shoulder where, Mr. Amazing, I need you to give me a charisma saving throw.
This is either a fanboy roll or a you're about to piss yourself roll.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna lucky it because I'm scared at this point. Charisma save, right?
Yes.
19.
19. Your legs do not buckle out from underneath you as you are receiving a sign of respect and appreciation from the Lord Priest Commander himself, the most beloved man in all of Ket. Thank you for keeping my daughter safe and foremost protecting this information.
It's
And
my
he'll
pleasure.
put his hand on the side of your cheek and give you a little tap. I see you keep as flamboyant company as my son keeps. He looks at Sylph and Damson. Are these your companions or protectors?
Both, I suppose. Well, we are our companions in that regard. Traveling companions.
Yes.
I certainly
That distinction.
yeah.
He turns to you first, Sylph. Are you of a herring gone?
I am, at the moment.
Are you native to the wilds or are you native to this plane?
To the wilds.
And what may I call you? You know that is a utmost sign of respect towards a Fae because you never ask a Fae for their name. You ask, what do I call you?
Their ears twitch a little bit and they smile. I am known as Sylph, my lord.
Sylph, it is a pleasure to make your acquaintance. A friend of my daughter, Sylph. And he will give you a curt little head nod in your direction.
They do a courtesy of Haragon and do a small twirl bow.
He then turns over to you, Damson. You are a strikingly vibrant color. Is that violet or damson?
Damson.
Beautiful. I have only met 2 dragonborns before in all of my years. What may I call you?
At the moment, I am actually going by the name Damson.
The naming convention of dragonborns is commendable. I appreciate their forwardness.
She gives a small nod. Thank you.
He walks over to you and, with his free hand, places 3 fingers to his forehead, 3 to his chin, and then nods. That sparks something in you, Damson. That is a religious symbol of appreciation towards the Dragonkin. You completely forgot about that entire gesture, that entire scheme, but when he just did it, that is a sign of respect to Dragonkin and utilized in religious services to those that worship dragons.
Would that spark when I remember what the proper response is?
a bow of any association from yourself. It is
She will give it back.
is a sign of respect to show I see you as dragon, I see you and appreciate you.
I'm sure she will give a bow as well. Probably her wings like pop out a little bit as a surprise, just not expecting it, and then just bows.
Well, judges, is my daughter still needed in these chambers or any of her traveling companions? They are not for now, but we may need further questions in the near future. Thank you very much, judges. I assume all is fine? None of them have been seen as guilty of committing any crimes against the crown, Pelor, or the city. I'm happy to hear that. Thank you, as per always. And I look forward to our sauna next week. They both nod towards him. Daughter, he comes over to you and immediately puts his arm over your shoulder and starts walking with you up the stairs. It's not forceful, but you can tell, like, he's easily moving you.
Yeah, it's paternal.
Yes.
Yeah.
You are in luck. I was actually just going to be eating a delicious brown gold goose that somebody had slayed out in the wilderness. They brought it to me as an offering in order to try to better keenly keep an eye out for, his son who is now in the service of the Church of Pelor. But I would love to share that with you and potentially your traveling companions, he says deliberately as he looks at you, Mr. Amazing, if they would be so kind.
I would quite enjoy that. Thank you for the offer.
Absolutely.
Yes, I will graciously take you up on an offer.
Absolutely, my lord.
Oh, please. You do not call me my lord. This is not your kingdom. You may refer to me as Lord Priest, if you were, Lord Commander, if you like, or if you are good friends with my daughter, you may call me Tahir.
Looks to Ada and smiles. I believe I am good friends to her. I'm her knight.
You're my knight?
You've knighted them.
Correct.
Is that common in your culture, where non-priestly individuals can give knighthoods to individuals?
I'm not a standard individual. At the moment, I am in a complex situation which doesn't need fixing at this precise moment, as pointing to Feldish. Her condition is far worse than my own.
You are one of those naturalists. I will let you know that we do have a strict policy of staying modestly clothed inside of our city, in case your community was any of those nudist ones. We don't have that in the city.
Understood. I will make sure to wear robes.
Good. Thank you.
Well, yes, it's. I didn't sort of think about it too much until now, but I suppose what you gave me a few days ago was more like a knightly vow, right?
Correct. We made a small pact.
Would you like me to commit a ceremony in your faith and in your vow?
I would absolutely love that.
And how about it, daughter? It is about time I give you your first ceremony.
Sure, I suppose.
Wonderful! When he claps his hands, you see sparks of embers enter into the room. Seems just from the metal of his gauntlets that he is adorned with.
Nice.
Oh.
Father, if I may ask something,
Yes, of course.
I am a little bit curious about those the judges in there. Are they not human?
They are born of a human disposition, yes.
Right.
However, the judges of Pelor within our city. Oh, you don't know very much about our city, right? I remember sending a letter to my son and asking if you were religious in any particular religions, and he said, no, just simply, that was it. It was... My boy, I swear, next time you see him, can you please tell him he needs to speak more than just 3 to 5 words when he communicates with me, okay? A letter is a sheet of paper. The tree shed that parchment for us. Do not waste it.
Agreed. Yes, I am. We should be efficient with nature's resources.
Yes, thank you. But yes, those chambermen, when someone is born at the apex of dawn within the city, or within any religiously significant location, they qualify for what we call judges. They are people that are as close to Pelor as you can possibly be. And so long as they live a pure life, their aura within the chamber that they find themselves in makes it nearly impossible for people to commit lies within it. It is meant to be the truth-sayers and advisors to whomever is in charge of the church at the time. They are never in leadership positions, but they have within them more respect earned than anyone of any other title in the city. And their word is absolute law.
Right. I suppose all the criminals truly dread these judges then.
Criminals do, yes.
Pun, by the way.
Huh?
That was a pun, by the way. Judge Dredd, you know.
Oh!
I didn't want to say anything.
I missed that one.
Yeah.
He walks with you all outside, and once you're there, you see he brings you northwards through the city, where many of people, as they're going about their evening rites and rituals and heading home and cleaning up their stalls, they all stop to bow in reverence towards this man who's being incredibly casual with you as you are walking. And you see that stall over there, that is where you want to get your corn. You see, they spread it with butter, and they make sure they put an excess of pepper on it as well. Blackened pepper. You ever have corn with butter and blackened pepper before?
I'm not quite sure. I think so. Maybe.
Well, it looks like he's lowering down shop right now. And, Lord, do you need me to open up? No, you are perfectly fine. We have food at home. Tomorrow I will get you one of those. It is very worth it, I promise you. And as you can see over there at this shop, this is where my youngest son, this is where I tried teaching him horseback riding. That rock right there is where he fell over and cracked his skull. I had to heal him immediately. You know, that's why we thought there was something a little, how do we say, swishy about him, you know?
Ah, right, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure you understand. Yeah, he broke his... It's okay, he is, so long as he gives me an heir. And you look like a daughter that would give me an heir. He'll pat you on the shoulder again. Keep walking.
We should see what happens.
All right, I believe. I trust, and I believe. Anyways, he continues walking down, and this seamstress over here, if you are in need of any type of fine wear whatsoever, you walk in there and you put it on my tab. I promise you, it would be as pristine as you are. As beautiful in porcelain of creation as you.
Thank you very much. Well, sorry, I'm still trying to learn the intricacies of cat culture.
Oh,
you know, so I am content with like observing and trying to learn more about my new homeland, I guess.
Well, what portions of the culture are strange to you?
Well, I
Sandals.
Fucking sandals.
No. Socks and sandals.
By the way, Romans did wear socks with their sandals. Just throwing that out there.
Monstrous. So, well, our culture in general, I believe, is one of kindness first. That is the most important thing to remember is to look after your neighbor, protect them, make sure they have what they need as they do the same to you. Because without doing these simple things, without simply caring about your neighbor, how can you expect your society to thrive?
Yes.
I can respect that.
The second is to protect your land. Make sure that those that would bring harm to your neighbor, yourself, your families, those are the people that are hunted and slaughtered in the streets like the cows they are. As soon as he says that, you all feel this radiating heat of passion come off of him that is inspiring and terrifying at the same time.
Yes, but I suppose we have already partaken in the cultures, and it's almost one of the first things we did after we came to, I suppose. We helped the citizens of Karashan and Duraja to repel a sort of invasion plot by the troglodytes of the Bramblewoods.
Don't forget about the assistance that we provided in Litlauda.
Right, yes.
Daughter, I would love to be regaled of stories of your homeland, but for this action-packed regaling, I require the nimble tongue of one of the wilds, or the fervorance of one of draconic kind to regale me, please.
Perhaps we can have some wine first?
Absolutely. And sparks yet again when he claps his hands, and as you move with him, you get over to this breathtaking palace. Until now, you have stayed at estates, you have gone to some castles, you've been in homes. This is the first palace. Easily 4 to 5 stories tall. The first cathedral-like entryway and archway, dazzling amount of daylight flooding in through these beautiful mosaic pieces of art. Glass pane, glass windows that are casting gorgeous hues and colors into the main room. You see that there's a vase of flowers that have sunflowers pointing in each of the cardinal directions, getting the necessary light they need from the sun in each of those 4 directions. As you move in, the long red carpet before you is rolled out into this gorgeous hallway before cresting to the side where there's a beautiful staircase to the upper landing, and all of these large, incredible rooms that seem to cascade onwards forever. Sylph, Mr. Amazing, and Damson, the 3 of you have, well, actually, Mr. Amazing and Damson, the 2 of you have never been in such a nice building before. Ada, this is incredibly nice.
No.
This is one of the first places you've encountered where it feels appropriate. And Sylph, it has been an incredible amount of time since you've been to a place this nice.
You have
Oh my god, the comfort. Oh, sorry. Looking to Ada.
No, you have a lovely home here, Father. And I can see how lucky my husband is to
Daughter,
have grown up.
we have a lovely home here. What is mine belongs to you, belongs to my children.
Thank you.
Of course. Now, he claps his hands twice, and you immediately, without realizing it, notice a man standing to the right of all of you in a tuxedo, a beautiful long coat over him as well, and his hands properly kept in front of him. A human who stares directly at the Lord
Come
Commander.
in.
Okay. This is my personal butler, Buttles. Hello, I'm Buttles' butler.
Pleasure to meet you, Buttles.
Buttles, this is Adeline, Sylph, Damson, and the one known as Mr. Amazing. It is a pleasure.
Yes.
Allow me to take your bags.
Please do.
And he will.
With all due reverence, I would like to keep mine on me.
I'm sorry, what did he say? I had like a huge sneezing fit and I missed what.
He knew all of your names before you were announced. Not your name, but Mr.
But,
Amazing.
yeah.
And he asked to take all of your bags for you.
And Debs is politely refusing, as it is nothing against you or the hospitality. It is my life is contained within the bag on my back, and it would be remiss of me to just hand it over. With all due respect.
Buttles will step directly in front of you, Damson, bow his head. It is your choice if you wish to accept the accommodations here or not. I will not take offense. It is 100% at your choice of any actions that are taken. And then he looks you in the eyes. I would sooner die than allow anything wrongful to happen to any of you or any of your belongings while I am the butler.
Well, feel free to take my bag. It's quite heavy.
He easily takes it off of you and houses it over his arm.
If you wouldn't mind, there is a half-plate set of armor in there. If you could polish it and maybe have it refitted.
Refitted for?
Well, for me. Just in case, you know.
Daughter, you are capable of wearing such armors. You are trained?
Yes, it's been a while since I did so, but I remember how to wear it effectively. Just
marvelous.
A noble lady needs to be able to protect herself, you know?
We will bring it by the Dawn Forge in the morning. I would be sure that he understands the importance of this task.
It's not of any big hurry, rush. But, yes. I also have those silk linens. They need to be washed and properly.
Of course, ma'am. And he'll look at you, Mr. Amazing, because Sylph doesn't have a bag.
I'll give him my bag. The only bag I'm going to keep is my little satchel that has my spell book in it and the pipe underneath the spell book. And I'll give him everything else, and I'll give him the buckler and the warhammer.
All right.
Wand.
Yeah. And though while he's standing in front of you, he is holding everything perfectly fine, bowing without any signs. As soon as he begins trying to walk, carrying all this stuff, it is going to take him a minute to get up those stairs. He is incredibly nimble, fairly strong, but he is carrying half-plate armor and 2 bags. And daughter, the other chamber. And he brings you all over to the gorgeous dining hall. It looks literally like the size of a church. Instead of pews, there's this unreasonably large table that stretches all the way to the back. Whereas he is walking through, you see a chef push out a perfectly golden cooked goose into the chamber, and as he moves over to the chair, somebody pulls it out and pushes it in for him, as a different servant does the same for you, Ada, and for everybody else. As soon as you sit down, the chef begins slicing up the goose for all of you, placing down pieces onto your plates. And immediately, as the food is put down in front of you all, the Lord Priest holds his hand out to you, Ada, and who's going to be sitting by his right?
I will.
And holds his hand out to you, Sylph.
Yeah, I'll put my paw in his hand, feeling the warmth.
And he looks at the other two sitting at the other ends of his reach.
Yeah, Damson will hold on to the sylphs.
Mr. Amazing's hand, then.
Yep.
The opposite end.
Yes.
As he catches fire spontaneously.
What does that?
It wasn't test all along!
I just cackle. No, I'm kidding.
As Mr. Amazing was trying to get in the seat, and Damson just whoop sits next to Sylph instead. Just bless thee, Paylor, for this bountiful harvest that we had this year, the incredible food that is given before us. Bless the hands that prepared it, bless the hunter who has hunted it, and bless the goose who has given us the nourishment of its body. Please, I ask of you to look after the passage of this union between me and my newest daughter, as well as her friends. Protect them as they are in this city, as you protect everyone else. And I solemnly wish, without any expectations, that we all have the happiness, love, and devotion that we feel from you today, for now and for always in our lives. Amen.
Amen.
I would like all of you to roll me a d10.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh,
no.
I'm gonna do it this way. D10.
Look at these
Oh,
blasphemous.
Yeah.
Here we go. I'm nervous. Right in the middle. That's
Oh,
good. 5.
nice. That's good.
I
David and Damson both have
spontaneously
never recalled.
combust.
You're on the fence. For one who's all science and logic and Damson.
For the next 8 hours, your hit point maximum increases by the number you rolled on the d10. You gain
Ooh.
immunity to fear and advantage against charm,
Nice.
as you were
Thank
blessed
you.
by the Lord Priest Commander himself. Oh, I mean, Paylor. But he will look over at you, Sylph. You are most welcome. And he will pull away. Please, enjoy the goose. And he immediately starts carving into it as staff begins pouring glasses of wine for you. To the dismay of maybe a couple of you, the staff did not ask you what wine you would like to drink. But Ada and Sylph, you are fully aware that there's a specific wine that is meant to be eaten with specific foods, and the chef chose it. They know what the fuck they're doing. It is the most optimal wine in the cellar for what you are consuming.
Yeah, Sylph is just like super grateful. It's been a long time since they've had this type of treatment. So there's a small tear coming down their cheek.
Oh, please, friend of my daughter. He'll wipe the tear from your eye real quick and wipe it onto his napkin. This is just a simple accommodation, and I hope you do not have any offense to this, but I did make my request for vegetables earlier. As the chef comes back out and starts divvying up some cooked carrots onto everybody's plates. And broccoli.
yes.
Absolutely delicious. Oh, high in fiber. Oh, the energy output. Thank you, thank you.
You are most welcome. And good for the eyes. Don't underestimate the value of a carrot. They are amazing for eyesight, everyone.
Yes, I'm able to see like 120.
120 what? Cows? People?
Feet.
Carrots.
That is a lot of feet. I
Yeah,
am
I
too
know.
tall to look at people's feet, though.
Yeah, it's 60 people. That would be 60 people. Up there.
60 people. About the same. Yes, sir, okay.
Yes.
So please, regale me. What amazing things did you do out in, what was it, Darajan and Karashan? And he is looking at the right side of the table, Sylph and Damson.
Oh, where to begin? Honestly, it would probably have to start with when we all woke up together. Not knowing anyone initially, having no recollections of how we got there, just vague memories of a tavern and some cloaked figure barging in before suddenly we were all in this underground tomb. Now, of course, our first thought is we're in an unknown place. The nature of most creatures is to get out. And that's how our merry band began their arc of traveling. We fought our way out of of a city full of undead with what little we had on us as our packs had been taken, finding small artifacts along the way. One which or two which we still have on are now. A oh, I believe it's Miss Ada that has the necklace, and I hold on to the lamp that we had that helped repel the undead away from us. It's been very useful to us. As we fought away out, we found a few others that had been afflicted with also memory loss. A mage, as well as the one that had stole our bags in the first place, this roguish character, as we had to fight him to get our stuff back and to get out, where we immediately came across this young woman of Daraja, attempted to be sacrificed by the troglodytes in the area for their deity.
Oh, Venus.
Indeed, we appeared at just the right moment, at just the right time, with all the skills needed to dispatch the troglodytes and to bring her back to her home, Daraja. Which is where we had been able to figure out that this wasn't something that just happened once. No, there'd been some mass immigration of these troglodytes underneath this chieftain that had been plaguing the local villages, on the behest of the elder of Daraja, after the finding more proof in a rundown house that they had been taking supplies, but someone had been working with them. We went off to Karashan, where we found that they had also been missing shipments, caravans, items of high value in craft. And that the one that had been working with these smelly creatures, which honestly I don't know why they smell so bad, had been taking food, supplies, resources in effort to build up their encampment, and taking people for a foul ritual that was meant to empower their chieftain. We were able to stop this chieftain from completing the ritual, though it did take a heavy toll on all of us, as many of us were hurt as we were slowly recovering our memories along the way, figuring out of who we are, where we come from, of what we can and cannot do, things we do and do not know. The fight with the chieftain allowed the townsfolk to rally around some of the local heroes to completely destroy the troglodyte encampments. We did find, of course, a necromantic book in the possession of this chieftain, clearly done up and taught by someone else. We think a wizard, based off what we were able to recall, possibly the same one that had caused the memory loss in the first place.
I need you to roll.
People,
oh, go on.
the people of Karashan were ever so grateful. Though not all items could be recovered, they still gave us a beautifully handcrafted cot that we still use to this day, as it is what we travel on. As we made our
Karashan
way,
people are known for their impeccable craftsmanship of woodwork.
Indeed,
it's
and I raise my
absolutely
glass.
wonderful.
Yeah. And he will gesture at his table that you are eating at.
Oh,
Ada, you're muted.
Oh, yeah, all set. I'll raise my glass as well. Just
great glass.
you know, with some racing.
Yes, yes.
Indeed.
And you may continue, Damson, if you had more.
Upon our departure from Karashan, we made our way north toward. The goal was to get to EXANDRIA to try and figure out more of what happened to us, where we came into Litlauda for the very first time. And It's a lovely town. The people were so nice. And it had a darling little church there. Though some of us had odd feelings as there seemed to have been something happening there that wasn't not sitting well, not sitting right. We were talking about our plans as Miss Ada and a companion who is no longer with us, Stylax, had gone to the church to celebrate with the community, to share and break bread, while myself and Sylph had remained at the or the tavern to better know the locals there. As we were discussing, of course, our very shared experience of the lovely townsfolk, I had stepped out before I was attacked. By what we would later learn was someone who lost their own control and was now a were creature.
A were creature?
Yes.
It was a were
However-
what?
A were rat.
I laughed
Oh,
as
that's
well.
oh, you didn't.
We
Oh,
unaware
continue.
it.
Yes, yes. Continue. And he looks beaming with pride when you make a dad joke. Damson, sorry.
Yes. As we dispatched the attack initially with lethal force because it's unknown creature we're being attacked, when it turned back into one of the townsfolk upon death, to which point we moved to a more non-lethal option. Of course, some townsfolk were, of course, panicked, strangers coming in and suddenly bringing in unconscious of their own.
Of course.
We attempted to we revived the ones that we had knocked out, and they immediately started to transform back, clearly not of their own mind. And we knocked them back out as we had to leave the town, escaping out through the cover of night, where we had seen one fleeing. Unlike the others, this one was of a wolf variety, and we thought that perhaps they were connected. And they were, but not in the way we were expecting. The one werewolf was not the one controlling it. No, they were the son of the one that was controlling it, and had broken off some of the ones who had become were creatures to not be under the control. And you will never guess who it was within the community who was leading these were creatures in attempting to mass convert the entire town.
Ooh.
The priest of the church there.
You see his eyes flare and his nostrils do a kindred thing. Continue.
It was upon ourselves that we wished to remove any control of the people. So we took it upon ourselves, and I ever do have to say ever so sorry for such, but we did have to eliminate the priest in charge. In doing so, we freed the people, though not of their affliction. What happened after that was the control had seemingly passed down to his son, who he did not wish to control the city at all. He wished for the people to live free. He wished to help those that had been afflicted to reintegrate into society, to help better find their purpose even with their new forms. Sure, once on a full moon, they have to go out and deal with their urges, but other than that, they're perfectly under sane minds. And it was the ever so brilliance of Mistress Adeline that helped convince your son the beneficiary abilities of the townsfolk to become a better god, to protect the land, and to help rebuild the church into a more proper, glorious state. For, if I am correct, redemption can always be found, yes?
It can for any who seeks it.
And these folk did indeed seek so.
And that priest is dead, correct?
Yes.
You are positive.
Yes.
Good. Those that blaspheme in my church, the Church of Pelor, do not have any right to the air that I breathe.
Indeed. And it was the charmingness of Miss Aileen and her brilliance that got your son to fall head over heels for her
Oh.
and start the romantical process that eventually led to their wedding.
Hmm. An amazing tale.
Also a handsome man. I
Of
can
course
see
he is.
Yes, I was about to say the apple can't fall that far from the tree, you know.
It certainly cannot, even if it gets a bump on the way down.
Sure.
And you notice, even though he took off his gauntlets, his armor, like for sitting at table, when he claps, you still see sparks flying up.
It was then after that that we made our way to EXANDRIA, where more adventures had, that we continued to help more people. It's further regained some of our own memories, meeting new companions on our way, and unfortunately losing one on our way up this way to help cure another of their affliction.
Yes. If I might bump in, I would like to propose a toast in Stylax's name. He was always a valued, devoted, and loyal friend and companion and protector.
He will raise his glass to Stylax.
To Starbucks.
Stylax.
2 Starlax.
Well, you know, I always believe that the fervorance and dedication and strength of draconic kind imbued into their words, and you did a magnificent job regaling me with your story and tale. Thank you. And I hope to hear more from the fun and energetic side of the Fae. But for the time being, we need to begin dessert. Do you all like baklava?
I have not
Let's
had
find out.
baklava in a while. That sounds amazing.
Yes, I think I do. Yes.
He gestures towards the kitchen where now the chef comes out pushing a tray cart towards you all, and he unveils these personal plates of the gorgeous, lightly gelatined baklava. And he places it down for each of you. And he drizzles some liquid caramel on top. None of you are
Definitely some.
allergic to nuts, correct?
Not these kinds.
He stares at you still sitting next to Ada. It has to be a thing. It's in his culture, he is responsible for the safety of his son's wife while his son is not here. Though he doesn't need to say anything, of course. Like, you would be fucking stupid to go against him. But will you be regaling us perhaps over an espresso tonight? Sylph?
Sure. What would you like to know?
I would like to hear a story of your kind, your people, and your experience. Fae tales were
sure.
always been my favorite growing up.
Absolutely. I will have one that might be even a Legends 2 here.
I certainly hope so. And you all continue eating your delicious dinner, incredible baklava, your nice espresso at nighttime. And when night is fully in bloom here, you can tell that the dazzling lights outside do not perch inside, giving everybody the ability to have a nice quiet rest. It's still bright enough that you can see clearly even inside the buildings, but not so bright that it's disturbing you of your sleep and slumber. He shows you all around the magnificent palace that he has, showing you each of the rooms. He has a recreational billiards room. He has a gardens chamber out back, which is a domed garden that he apparently takes care of himself. He has a vast library, a beautiful office. You notice the library is the most dirty of all of the rooms because of the books displaced. Not because of any amount of filth or dirt or dust or anything like that, but just it's not neatly organized like almost every other room in this house is. Then he brings you upstairs and he begins walking down the hall. This first room, I think, would be suitable for you, Sylph. He opens up the door, and it is a gorgeously dressed room with a huge bed with a dazzling mirror that stands taller than you are off the ground.
Oh, absolutely. They wiggled their tail very happily and bowed their head.
No. By no means feel like you need to do this, but I will be waking up an hour before dawn to do my morning run. It shouldn't take me longer than 30 minutes before I go to the temple and give my prayers to Pelor. If any of you are interested in joining me, I would love to have you. If not, I will see you when I return after the prayers. I will take tomorrow off to spend the day with my daughter.
Greatly appreciated, Father.
He takes further down the hallway, opening up the next door for you, Mr. Amazing. Here is a chamber reasonable for you, I suppose. And when he opens it up, it is breathtaking and beautiful. Of course, you see no flaws within this estate.
Much appreciated, my lord, Commander.
Of course. He then, next room, dropping off Damson.
Perfect.
I hope
'cause I
these
need
chambers...
to actually.
Yes.
I actually have to go.
Oh, goodbye.
Yeah, I'll catch
Bye.
the last bit of on it later.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was about to begin the wrap-up anyways. You're good. Bye.
Okay, bye.
And then, after everyone else is gone, he walks far enough down the hall that you are out of earshots of everyone, and he will turn to you, Ada, placing his hands on either shoulder of yours, smiling. It is good to meet you.
Likewise.
No.
I have been looking forward to getting to know more of my new family.
And I am an open book for you to read. I shall warn you, though. You must be careful with the Fae.
I am aware.
Do not take any of their promises lightly. They mean them, every word.
Yes. I know. I have actually recently read up a little bit on them, just to be cautious.
I would have Burrows gather information in the backside of my library. He will hand you a key, a secret chamber underneath C93. All of the information that we have on Fae would be in there for you. Learn them. Not all of them are bad,
No, of course.
but they are difficult to trust.
Truly. Also, I would, well, I hate to impose, of course, but you see, I consider myself a bit of a healer. No, though, of course, not in the same way as you are. But my friend Flidish, the naturist, she is suffering from a condition which, well, I have devised a cure for it, and we just need a place where we might be able to perform this operation.
Write down your specifications that you have. I will make sure to gather them up and have them readily available for you as soon as possible. If need be, all you must do is speak Buttle's name, and I assure you he will be there within moments.
Thank you.
Of course.
Then I wish you a very good night.
You as well. And he opens up the door to the most gorgeous chamber you have seen, which is right next door to his. It is breathtaking, made perfect for a princess or queen to have. Looking inside, you, because of your nature, understand that usually in unifications of families, they would have a shared room, and then they would each have their own separate chamber. This looks like a queen's chambers. But of course, you have taken note that though he wears a wedding ring, it is no longer on his ring finger. It is positioned on his index finger, showing that he is a widow. Or widower? Widower.
Yeah.
Meaning he is allowing you to stay in presumably the nicest room in the house, the queen's chambers.
I look around and feeling very giddy inside, but not showing it. And I thank you very much again. This is a great honor.
You are most welcome. Welcome home, daughter. Then
Thank you.
he'll shut the door behind you. And I think this is a good stopping point for the session, everybody, because we only have 3 of us left. Players, thank you all very much for playing. Viewers, thank you for watching. We'll see you next time. Goodbye.